Okay, is this on? Oh crap, it is. Oh crap. To my lecturers, good afternoon, and to my viewers, other viewers, hello. This is Brian Christopher Johan, and today I'll be discussing my IoT individual project, which would be a smart shoe. As you can see here, this box shall be my IoT project. Of course, we're all familiar with this. Yes, this is a shoe. People use this for protecting their feet from the environment, especially from the ground. But nowadays, they also use it for running, trekking, for climbing, or whatever reason. Mostly exercise. So, of course, we're also familiar with this. Oh, I don't have it right now. But what I'm talking about is a smart wristband or a smart watch that can track your heart rate, your time, and of course, your steps taken when you are running, jogging, or just walking around. How about what I thought? We combine these together. So that is the primary mission of this IoT project. This IoT project will encompass three main functions. The first function, of course, is to have a shoe that can track the amount of steps that is taken, not using a wristband, but integrated into the shoe itself. Secondly, it should also be able to tell the weather and update the user accordingly. For example, if the weather is too hot or too cold, if the weather is too dry or too wet. This is very important, especially during exercise, because we want to stay healthy, and exercise should not be the reason to be less healthy. The third one is to create a website so that users can check the steps taken as well as the calories they have burned using the smart shoe. And with that, the smart IO system for a shoe is born. It consists of three main things. Firstly is the shoe. The shoe itself has an accelerometer which will check the steps taken by the user. It will also have a sensor to check the temperature and humidity. So once the user wears it, it automatically checks the weather and the humidity of its surroundings, updates it to the website, and then if the temperature is too high or too low, or the humidity is too dry, the cooling fan will turn on so that the user's feet will be cool. It will also prompt the user to stop or continue with caution when they're exercising if the weather is suboptimal. The other thing is that it also has a manual fan system just in case that someone is already feeling hot but the fan is not turned on. He can just press that button and the fan will turn on manually. Other than that, of course, the user can also check out what their friends have stepped, how many calories his friends have burned, if his friend also uses this smart shoe. And now we will now go to the components and the functionalities of the smart shoe, which will be taken by past me. Take it away.
Thank you, me of the future. Now I, me of the past, will now demonstrate how this works. So this is the prototype of the shoe, the smart shoe. As you can see, there is an Arduino, which is our microprocessor. This is the maker drive. This maker drive is used to power the fan, the cooling fan, right here. And then using a breadboard so that it doesn't clog, we have a set of wires. This is a potentiometer. It originally was a Max 30102 oximeter and heart rate sensor. However, the part was a little damaged, so we're using this to simulate a heart rate sensor. This is the start of the show. This is MPU 6050 gyroscope and accelerometer, which will track the steps that are taken by the user. There are two lights, which is represented by these two LEDs. When everything is working fine, it will be a green light. However, if the humidity or the temperature is too low or too high respectively, this red light will show to inform the user not to exercise or exercise with caution. And of course, we cannot forget the DHT11. This is a humidity and temperature sensor which will track the temperature and humidity, and it will then update to both the LED and the fan. This entire setup is connected to a Raspberry Pi, which will then be connected to the monitor for the user to see. So now we'll be talking about the software part of the project. We first have the Arduino file, which we call Smart Shoe. We initialize everything, all the pins here, and we're using the wire Adafruit MPU 6050 and DHT headers for the library. And the MPU 6050 requires Adafruit sensor library to work. We describe it here, and we got two interesting here things. There is a fan state and manual fan state, which will be elaborated later. So first we set up, everything begins. If, for example, the MPU 6050 is not found, it will say MPU 6050 is not found. Everything will be set as turn off, and except the green LED, which will be high, meaning that it will always be turned on until stated otherwise. Firstly, it will receive this part. If the website later gives a command to turn on the fan, it will turn on, and if it's turned off, it will turn off. The manual fan state will override the regular fan state. This is to get the steps, this is to get the temperature and the humidity, and this is to simulate heartbeat, and it will be passed using serial print. This is the serial part of the which will receive from Arduino and send to the MySQL database. This is the app which will track and receive from the MySQL database into the website, which you will see later. Of course, the last part will be the website editor itself. Firstly, this project requires Flask, MySQL connector Python, serial, Flask course, Flask login, and requests. This is very important for the project to work. First things first, we have the login page. Then we have the sign up. We have the main page, the index. If the person has not logged in yet, the index will log back into sign up. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, login, sorry. And there will also be a comparison page with the nav bar. This is the style so that the website doesn't look too bad. And this is script for additional functions. So now let's move on to the functionality of the project. So first things first, we must have the Flask and the serial Python file running. As you can see, I've recorded some steps for my debugging just now. So now, if I move this, imitating someone walking, it will record the steps, as you can see. We'll do a little bit more steps. See, it's starting to log up now. Alright, I think that should be enough. And this thing is passed to the MySQL and will be posted here. This is the main index file. As you can see it here. It also logs in the temperature and the humidity. So now, what happens if the temperature is hot? We have this hairdryer here, which will simulate heat. After all, some time you will see the fan will turn on. It means the temperature has risen up. Let's see. As you can see, the temperature is now 28 degrees. And it also will warn the user if it's too hot. As you can see. So let's first log out. We can log in, and if you cannot log in, we can always sign up. Register the username, password, your current weight, and your current height. Do not be shy with it. We will not judge you. So we have this login. I'll log in with my usual one. And now, as you can see, we can see the steps, the calories burned, temperature, humidity. Oh, if you do not want to wait for the temperature to rise up, you just want the fan right now, you can always use this fan button. We'll have to wait and see first, because right now the fan is still functioning. Wait until it is turned off, and I will show you. It's still running, so what about we do something else? We can always compare your stats here. As you can see, the steps taken is 8, and the calories burned today is 0.38 kilojoules. Right now, it will also compare with the average amount taken by a typical human being. As you can always see here. You can always go back home. Let's check in our temperature here. It's still a little high. So I will come back after the temperature has gone down. The fan has turned off, so we can test the functionality of the fan. So first, we can turn on this fan here, and it will turn on. Now I'm gonna click it again and see if you notice anything. Yep, the fan turns off. It has the manual function over here in the index file.
Thanks, Pasmi. So, to conclude, this smart IoT shoe can be used just like any other shoe, but it can respond in real time how many steps the users have taken, and of course, how many calories burned, calculated using its embedded calculation. I hope that this shoe, at least its prototype, can be used by everyone, whether young or old, male or female, for at leisure activities, to monitor health, or to compete. It can be used for everyone. This shall be, I hope, a catalyst so that smart shoes, just like smart watches, can be revolutionized to be better and to make a comeback to relevancy. And with that, I thank you all for accompanying me through this journey. Thank you.